them. I don't allow that.
Oh, are you disagreeable though within the EFF? I mean, does someone disagree with you and live to tell the tale?
They disagree with me all the time. I just said so. They disagree with me all the time. I mean, we were disagreeing last night with the deputy president on some issues that needed to happen in Ekurhuleni. And I was not involved, but when the matters were brought to my attention, and I called him, I said, but this is not how we need to go. And then he expressed his views, and he expressed them strongly, and I said, guys, this is what the deputy president feels strong about. I think you need to continue with him on the basis that that is what needs to happen.
Oh.
Yes. So I wouldn't. This thing is too big for me to control it alone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will explode in my hands. I've not been involved much in the recent, especially after the anniversary. I've withdrawn a bit because we're now at this time where structures are being converted into election structures, and so many structures have to be created and all of that. So my involvement might upset the process of the formation of such structures. So I'm there advising what needs to happen and all of that. But all of that process is overseen by the Secretary General.
Oh, is there a lobby within the EFF centered around your DP, Floyd Shivambu, and SG Marshall Dlamini, that is building towards having Floyd Shivambu as your replacement in the next People's Assembly? I'm not asking this thing out of the sky. There's been a heightened talk about such a lobby in existence. Are you aware of it?
Well, I will welcome it. No one has told me that. I will welcome it because from a democratic point of view, positions must be contested. I can't sit here and say, no, they can't contest the positions. The position of the president of the EFF is open for contestation. And if they want to put Floyd Shivambu to contest for the position of the president, they are more than welcome to do so. I've made my intentions very clear that if I'm nominated, I will accept. And if it means I'm going to contest against Floyd Shivambu, I'll contest against him and I will win.
Yeah, because you always boast that you...
I've never lost a conference. I will win.
Where does the confidence come from?
I work. I work the ground. I work with the structures of my organization. I belong to the people who are the constituency of this organization. I always do what they want me to do. I'm not just an elite up there who leads from the sky and never ready to dirty his hands with his own ground forces and fellow comrades and commissars on the ground. And even if I win against Floyd, he will never be my enemy. Because remember, Dali Mpofu had intentions of contesting Floyd and could not get a threshold in the previous conference. But he's still our friend. He's still a comrade of ours. This morning, while he was in my house, we drove together to Zweleka Mandela's funeral. May his soul rest in peace. And I left him there because the funeral was still continuous and I've got an interview to rush to. So we're comrades like that. There's nothing wrong about it. Dali and Floyd drive in the same car from here to anywhere you deploy them, the two of them. Because we have understood that contestation in the EFF does not mean enmity. What creates enemies is how you go about it. So once you go into character assassination, into plotting of people, downfall of people, into smear campaign, and then splash people's names on social media to a point where their children start feeling ashamed of going outside because you are against their father and you want to destroy their father by all means, and then it's personal. But once it's done the same way Daddy was doing it towards the conference, wanting to contest Floyd, it's comradeship. He holds a different view. You know, a comrade of mine that I've lost and my heart still bleeds is Mandisa Mashego. How she put up her name to contest Marshall Dlamini. It was a comradeship. I have not seen anything wrong with that. Because if I had, I would have reached out to her that you comrades are now engaged in shenanigans that are not in line with what the EFF represents. So when they said Mandisa Mashego is standing for position of Secretary General, of course I supported Marshall Dlamini. And I was very close to Mandisa and did not see a need, the same way I was close to Dali. Never saw a need to say to Dali, don't contest Floyd, or Mandisa, don't contest Marshall. I always knew it is well within their rights to do so. But I knew they won't win. But what excited me was the manner in which they've done it. In a comradeship spirit, in a manner that when the conference finishes, we can still sit together at night, immediately after conference, and have drinks together, celebrate the outcome of the conference together without anyone feeling personally aggrieved. Why? No one used money. No one took his children's pension, put into the campaign, and when you lose, you become personal. No, you do it in a comradeship way. If Mandisa Mashego told me that she's leaving, I would have reached out to her. I normally don't do that. When they say a person